Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Momentum Channel. Today we're going to be talking about all the stocks that we are buying in the stock market right now in our uh, portfolio or in the stock market of about $133,000 in value. This consists of our portfolio that we have with Questrade as well as with Wealthsimple Trade. Let's get into it. The biggest portion of our stock market portfolio currency is with Questrade at about $110,000, $475. This consists of two non-registered accounts as well as one tax-free savings account, TFSA, and one registered retirement savings plan. Looking at our top holdings in this portfolio, we're looking at VEQT or Vanguard All Equity ETF Index ETF with ticker symbol VEQT.TO, which is down by about 7%. Following that, we have Boeing, which is down by 32%. And we next have Canadian Solar Incorporated, CSIQ, which is down by close to 6.2%. It was actually showing good signs of recovery for this week, CSIQ, but today it was down by almost 3.5%, brought us a little bit down further to the negative territory as a result of that. In terms of the recent buys for this portfolio, we bought a few shares of VQT today in the stock market. We bought them at different prices. We bought them at the price of $33.64, 65 cents, 66 cents. We even bought it at the prices of around $33.70. Going back a little bit in dates, you notice that we did buy a few days ago as well a couple of shares of VQT. Quickly showing you here, we bought one share, for instance, a few days ago at the price of $33.45. That's when we bought at a cheaper price. We even bought one share at the price of $33.39 on a few previous trading days. And then last week we bought as well shares of XDIB. We added to our existing shares of XDIB. Those were some of our buys that we had on our non-registered account. We did also buy today, I believe, one share of TQQQ. We wanted to take advantage of the decline in today's price of TQQQ. We already have 41 shares of TQQQ, and we added our 42 shares today. You also noticed that a few days before that, last week, we had bought some shares of TQQQ. We've bought these shares at different prices. If you look at the past three purchases, we bought them at the price of $33.51, $33.46, and today's buy was at the price of $38.33. TQQQ is a leverage kind of account fund that allows getting triple the leverage and exposure to the NASDAQ 100. And we wanted to kind of get that exposure. And as a result, have bought shares of the TQQQ fund. As for our account that we have with Wealthsimple Trade, there's the total balance of $23,542. This includes some small kind of exposure to crypto for about 1,600, but the rest of it is actually divided in our different three accounts. We have a non-registered or personal account, which has 8 positions in terms of stocks or funds. We have a registered retirement savings plan with 10 positions, and then we have tax-free savings account with 18 positions. If you look at the recent activities on our accounts, and in this case, we are purely interested in our stock accounts, and more noticeably, we are interested in our recent buys. Let's take a quick look at it. In terms of the buys, there are some pending buys, as you notice here. And these are based on limit order buys, and if they hit those prices, they're going to be fulfilled. As you notice here, for the one that is in US dollars, for NEO, for instance, it's at 17 US dollars. But the ones that actually got fulfilled recently, we bought some shares of Green Lane to bring our cost average down. We bought 22 shares of them at the price of 82 cents. It's a penny stock. We bought fractional shares of VDY for the amount of $25. We bought full shares of VFV at the price of $98.31. We also bought fractional shares of XEQT, fractional shares of Toronto Dominion Bank, fractional shares of VFV. You notice we bought some shares of Real Matters as well, and fractional shares of BMO, Shopify, and Bank of in Nova Scotia, as well as Royal Bank of Canada. These are some of our recent buys that we had in this month in the stock market through our portfolio that we have with Wealthsimple Trade. I want to quickly also show you our portfolio here, what we have. Let's just take a quick look at our personal account first. In this account, as pointed out, we have 8 different holdings that are listed here for you. Many of them are in the positive return. For instance, we have a 19% gain for Bank of Nova Scotia holdings that we have close to 19 shares. We are also showing 16% positive return for our shares of about 8 shares of Royal Bank. And lastly, for Toronto Dominion Bank, we are showing almost 11% positive return for our 13.5 shares. But we do have a couple of holdings that are in negative territory, such as Real Matters. We have 439 shares. It is down by close to 45%. Our 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝖖𝐊 Genomics and Biotech ETF is down by close to 43%. And we do have our shares of Horizon down by about 14.5%. And the rest of our holdings are fairly stagnant, hovering close to that 0% overall return. Now, if you go back and take a look at our registered retirement savings plan, here we have 10 different positions. Many of our holdings here are showing quite well and in our positive territory. Artis Real Estate Investment Trust, we have 13 shares at close to 17% gain. Dividend Growth Split Corp, DGS, does pay nice distributions every month, is up by close to 10.5%, and we have 23 shares here. Green Lane is the one that we've added some shares here. We currently have 110 shares in our registered retirement savings plan, which is down by close to 38%. PIMCO Dynamic Income Fund, our one share is up by 17% plus. Royal Bank of Canada, we have fractional shares with a positive gain of 3% plus. Skyworks Solutions, positive return of 1.2% at this time. Toronto Dominion Bank, positive return of 5%. Vanguard FTSE Canadian High Dividend Yield Index ETF, VDY, we are adding to our shares. We currently have close to 7.5 fractional shares, showing a positive return of 1.2%. VFV, we currently have 10.3 fractional shares, which is up by 4%. And lastly, 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐿, it is up by 2.4%. Lastly, if you look at our tax-free savings account, here we have 18 different positions. Some of them are in negative territory quite extensively, such as Beyond Meat, which is down by close to 66%, or Evolve Automobile Innovation Index Fund, which is down by close to 24%. We also have EAGB, or 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐿 Genomics and Biotech, down by close to 43%. Green Lane, which is down by 44%. Hyliion, down by 64%. And NEO, which is down by a massive 59%. That said, we do have a couple of holdings here that are actually showing positive gains, such as VFE, or Vanguard S&P 500 Index ETF, which is showing a 4.5% return. We do have BMO Bank of Montreal fractional shares, almost one share here at 7% positive return. And lastly, we do have some shares of Manulife Financial Corp, close to 24 shares almost in fractional shares, which is up by about 7%. Our plan is to gradually add more funds to our Wealthsimple Trade account, given that it allows investors to actually buy shares of Canadian stocks at no charge. That's really desired. When it comes to buying shares of stocks or ETFs in US dollars, there is a currency conversion fee that you're charged, but regardless, this is a perfect option as opposed to Questrade, which, despite its kind of nice and fancy visuals, it does charge a considerable trading fee when it comes to buying stocks. That's why we do like Wealthsimple. That's why we do prefer Wealthsimple Trade when it comes to buying shares of stocks. When it comes to ETF buying, Questrade is okay, especially if you buy ETF funds in single buys. That way, you're not going to be paying any fee. You would be paying some fee though when you start then decide on selling your ETFs. At that point, you have to be still paying that trading fee. I would love to hear from you. Let us know in the comment section below which stocks or funds you are currently buying and adding to your portfolio. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Here on Momentum Finance, we post every week several videos about investing, including investing in dividend stocks, growth stocks, penny stocks, We also talk about investing in crypto and ways to reach financial freedom. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.